Good evening. We're back at Hockey Outlet for live coverage of Section 6 high school hockey tonight on the Nickel City Hockey Network. And we get a matchup that will help decide a regular season title this evening. It's Starpoint against Iroquois-Alden, the number 2 and 3 teams in the ECIC2 standings. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast tonight. I'm Aaron Elprin alongside color commentator Sean McHugh. And Sean, these teams actually play each other twice this week.
Yes, they sure do, Aaron. It's 2 big games for the Starpoint Iroquois-Alden rivalry today, as they play today, and then they play Sunday, as they both trail the Williamsville East Flames in the race for the regular season division championships. Here's how the standings break down in ECIC2. We have Will East leading the division with a record of 10-1 in the division with 1 game remaining. Starpoint sitting at 7-1 within the ECIC2 division with 4 games left. And Iroquois-Alden's coming in at 6-3-1, and these 2 games against Starpoint will wrap up their division schedule, so plenty on the line tonight, Aaron.
Yeah, Starpoint got a huge win last Thursday, 5-1 over Williamsville East, giving them a shot to catch the Flames in the division standings. The Spartans backed that up with another 5-1 win at Hamburg on Monday, as seen here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. We discussed on that broadcast that Starpoint might be finding that form that they enjoyed during their run at the end of last season, but you'll remember that the run to the 2022 state title game probably started a little bit earlier last year than it has maybe this year, but certainly one similarity between last season and this season, the torrid play of number 5, Alec Kirk.
Yes, and Kirk was one of the driving forces behind their run in 2022, and he's picking up right where he left off. Kirk had a hat trick for us on Nickel City Hockey Network, getting him to 20 goals on the season, 34 points, followed by a 2-goal, 2-assist effort in the win. That followed, a 2-goal, 2-assist effort in that huge win over Williamsville East. At a 5-point game against West Seneca East just to sandwich it, and Kirk is as hot as any NHL player right now on a 6-game heater, and it should be 8 games. He actually scored a goal against Nichols that was mistakenly credited to a teammate. The score sheet might have had that wrong, Alec, but we got you here, and we know that you scored that goal.
It's officially a 6-game streak, really an 8-game streak. When you look at it, though, the last time a team truly kept him from recording a point was all the way back on December 14th. However, a little caveat to that one. He only played part of the first period of that game. He was ejected for a first period check from behind penalty. And while he didn't get credited with that goal against Nichols, somehow in that game he got an assist in the third period while he was in the locker room.
Okay, I guess they made up for it then.
I guess some of those anomalies just even themselves out over time, but one thing is for certain, Alec Kirk is part of one of the most dangerous lines in Western New York.
Yes, and the assignment is clear for Iroquois-Alden tonight. It's try to slow the absolute juggernaut line of Kirk, Will Mainstone, and Justin Bull. The line of seniors are all in the top 25 for points in Section 6 and have scored nearly 50% they've scored 50% of their goals this year. 35 for Kirk, Bull, and Mainstone, 39 for the rest of the team. And that's the thing, Aaron. It's not like they don't get depth scoring. They just get a lot of scoring from their top line.
Yeah, the supporting cast we saw pretty clearly on Monday, really strong. Frankie Cardarella, for one, had a standout game. Finally, he got rewarded late on Kirk's 3rd goal with an assist. Cardarella, a sophomore, he's 2nd on the team in goals with 11. Also on Monday, defenseman Dominic Lubert showed why his coaches love when he's in the lineup. The senior splits time between Starpoint and the Welland Junior Canadians of the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League. But he played on Monday against Hamburg. He scored a pretty goal, set up another one. Meanwhile, also on the blue line, junior Joe Muscarella was instrumental in shutting down some of Hamburg's top players on Monday.
Yes, and Joe Muscarella, Coach Clayton will say he doesn't game plan for a specific player, but it seemed to me that the assignment of slowing down arguably the most dangerous player in Western New York, Josh Gregory, whether it was coincidence or not, whenever Gregory had the puck, it was it was Muscarella on him to slow him down.
Muscarella or Lubert, and once again, those two, as well as the rest of the defensemen here for Starpoint, have another test in front of them, a very potent Iroquois-Alden offense. This team averages almost 5.5 goals a game, and the offense is led by the number 4 point scorer in Section 6 and the player who is tied for first in goals in Section 6. That is number 20, Braden Axelson, 27 goals and 16 assists on the season. His line mate, Kevin Riemann, right there with him, 18 goals and 19 assists. Look for those two to kind of lead the way for Iroquois-Alden today, as this is a big divisional matchup against Starpoint, and an opportunity to perhaps spoil Starpoint's shot at making a run at the ECIC Division Championship. They still have a chance to run down the Flames here in terms of the end of season, regular season stats, but they're going to have to win out in order to do that, most likely. As we mentioned, Will East in at 10-1. They just have the one game left. Meanwhile, 4 games remaining on the schedule for Starpoint.
Yep, and these are huge games for Starpoint. They are within striking distance of Will East. They do have those games in hand. And here's the thing, they get a test early. I mean, this is a team they're gonna have to battle through Iroquois-Alden eventually. Might as well get 2 games out of the way now and just have that war of attrition right now to chase down Williamsville East. We have 2 very potent offenses right here. I expect a lot of leaning on the goaltenders today. And Starpoint's going to need more of that depth scoring they've been getting, I think, to maybe give themselves the edge in this matchup against Iroquois-Alden.
Iroquois-Alden actually will be playing back-to-back games against Starpoint. They don't have another game until the Sunday matchup with the Spartans. Meanwhile, there is one game in between for Starpoint. They play against West Seneca East here on Saturday for senior night. But we're about set to get started here between Iroquois-Alden and Starpoint in what should be an excellent matchup here in ECIC Division 2. A couple of schools that obviously have some aspirations for the postseason, both coming in with very strong records on the year. Iroquois with a 9-5-1 record. Starpoint coming into this one 10-5. Certainly some offensive talent as well, and we're excited to be bringing you the broadcast here tonight on the Nickel City Hockey Network. My name is Aaron Elpern, alongside color commentator Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski, as we are just about set for puck drop here from Hockey Outlet. Thank you so much for joining us as we are set to go between Iroquois-Alden and Starpoint. Puck is dropped, and Joe Muscarella has control of it. We mentioned him off the outset. Starts the puck up ice, and now Starpoint quickly into the zone with an offensive zone opportunity. Buried with the first shot just 11 seconds in. It's Gavin Russell putting it home. A quick 1-0 lead for Starpoint, and we didn't even have time to catch our breaths, and it's already a 1-0 hockey game.
Wow, and listen to that reaction by the bench. Do you think the Spartans are aware of what this game means? Right off the face-off, like the player we talked about earlier, Muscarella, walks in over the blue line, sells the shot beautifully, and then feathers a beautiful pass to the slot for Gavin Russell, and he goes right over the glove, and right off the bat, first shot attempt, Starpoint jumps out to a 1-0 lead.
Iroquois-Alden now looking to counter as they get it into the offensive zone, but not too much further than the top of the circles. Jacob Cyrick back in the other direction for Starpoint. Drops the pass off, but his line mate heading to the bench for a change, and that gives an opportunity for Riemann to carry it up ice for Iroquois-Alden. Into the offensive zone, turns just in front of our broadcast position here and gets it down low. Has a man down there just along the lower part of the circle. Turnaround shot ends up missing the net. Then a shot from the far side goes in on goal. Rich Carew makes the save on that one and covers up. And we get our second whistle of the game. 16-15 left to go here in the first period already. We have 1 goal on the board. Starpoint getting the early goal in this one.
Yeah, but Iroquois-Alden looking to establish some zone time right here, trying to get that goal back. They did not get put on their heels right there. They immediately came onto the attack off the faceoff, and now Starpoint's looking to counter.
Starpoint breaking it out. Will Mainstone dumping it into the offensive zone. It goes around behind the net. It comes out to Alec Kirk on the far side. Tries to make a pass out in front of the net. That one's intercepted, and then Iroquois-Alden plays it out towards the neutral zone area. Aiden Case just inside of his blue line, plays it up the boards. He finds Alec Kirk, but he has a little bit of difficulty from one Iroquois-Alden player. And now it's going to be Axelson carrying it in for Iroquois-Alden. He had a little bit of a bump there from Manguso, and then his shot missed the net wide. The net coming off in the process of that. And we get a stoppage in play. A little bit more than a minute, 20 seconds here into the action. Offensive zone draw coming up for Iroquois-Alden as they make a couple of changes with their forward unit.
Yep, and it looks like, Starpoint is then sending out their big line immediately, not even 2 minutes after their first shift. They're coming right back out to look to continue the counterpunch.
Alec Kirk on the draw, winning control of it. Muscarella now starts it up the near boards. Justin Bull there trying to get it away from 2 different Iroquois-Alden players, but they're setting up some pressure on him. Eventually it comes out, and McClellan plays it to the neutral zone where he finds Alec Kirk. Kirk across the blue line, tries to take a shot. That one's blocked on its way through. And now Iroquois-Alden working it up the far side, but they can't get it out of the zone as Will Mainstone keeps it in. Kind of fires a shot pass towards the front of the net. It ends up on the netminder, Reed Ostrowski. Covers up for a whistle, and a faceoff coming up to his glove hand side. Almost 2 minutes into the action here from Hockey Outlet.
Yeah, and for the first time, we're getting an offensive zone faceoff in the Iroquois-Alden zone. So let's see how Starpoint looks to set up their offense if they can get possession to try and add to their lead here.
Bit of a scramble draw there. See which team can eventually find possession. Iroquois-Alden does, but that pass a little bit too far for its intended target. McClellan letting a shot go from the right point. Not much of a screen in front of Ostrowski. Had a pretty clear view of that one. Makes the save to keep this one a 1-0 game. Another faceoff coming up from that dot to his glove hand side.
Yeah, but Starpoint looking to add some pressure out here. Looks like the ice is going to tilt back and forth both ways today. We're getting offensive zone faceoffs in both zones so far to start. Definitely looking for and it's in.
Austin Bush with a quick shot off the draw. It kind of snuck through the netminder, trickles over the goal line, and Starpoint has the 2-0 lead. And it's number 9, Austin Bush, getting the goal right off the faceoff.
Yeah, and I think the goaltender, Reed Ostrowski, would like that one back. Kind of a weird play off the faceoff, and the puck slides across the crease before he can gather it. Trickles just over the line, and Starpoint gets the early start, and then they get a bounce, and immediately up 2-0, 2 minutes into this game.
Certainly the start that Starpoint had to be looking for, and the opposite from what Iroquois-Alden was looking for. We talked to their coaches beforehand, and one of the things that they wanted to do is they wanted to get off to a quick start and make sure that they kept themselves in a positive frame of mind moving forward. A little bit of difficulty doing that so far. Let's see if they can respond here to the 2 Starpoint goals. Drive into the offensive zone, only ends up just a couple of steps inside the blue line. Austin Bush trying to get back in the opposite direction, but an Iroquois-Alden defender takes him off of that one, and it's going to be Speranza coming in the other direction. Lets a shot go through a screen. Maybe a bit of difficulty there for Guru to handle it, but he does manage to pin it between his glove hand and his chest. Holds on for a whistle, and we get a stoppage in play with 14:26 to go in the first period.
Yeah, Iroquois-Alden looking to shoot from everywhere, and they're going to have a tall task getting the puck by Richie Guru right here. But right now, you just got to take the offense right now and get some momentum back, because Starpoint's got 2 quick ones before he can blink.
Ryman with a quick win of that draw, and a shot coming in from the point. That one just missing high as Standish let that one go. Axelson now setting up that power forward game down low. That's what he does so well. He is the prototypical power forward, number 20 for Iroquois-Alden. Got control of it here, and he gets it back to the point. Standish shot hits a skate and goes off wide into the far corner. Over there is Riemann as he tries to find control of it for Iroquois-Alden. It's going to be Cardarella, though, finding control for Starpoint and reversing directions to start the breakout up the other side. That one hits a skate, though. Almost a dangerous misfire there on a pass right in front of the Starpoint net. Now they might have some numbers into the offensive zone. It's Russell again. First shot right in on goal. Skate save made by the netminder. There was a rebound there briefly. Starpoint unable to find control of that one to get that second shot in on goal. But almost a third one there from Starpoint, as they have started off very quickly in this one, Sean.
Yeah, they sure have. And I don't know who the defenseman was, but it looks like Cyric had an open net, and 2 Iroquois-Alden defensemen just full-on Superman dove across the crease to tie his stick up, and he still almost got the puck to the net right here. Right now, Starpoint's pretty much doing whatever they want in the offensive zone, and Iroquois-Alden's got to counter this, or this is going to get ugly.
Iroquois-Alden getting it into the offensive zone as it's dumped in by Pache. And now up the far side, Starpoint unable to get it out as it's kept in there on that far point. Now Iroquois-Alden has a chance to set up just a little bit of zone time, but a really good play by Alec Kirk to create a free puck, and now he's got a 2-on-1 setting up, cuts in towards the slot, almost maintained possession of that one long enough to get a shot away. Nice rush up ice by number 5 as he created that offense all by himself, creating that turnover just inside the blue line, and then moving up ice with great speed into the offensive zone.
Yeah, that's what a confident player looks like, Aaron. He's beaming right now. He's willing to go end-to-end if he has to.
And his line mates have plenty of confidence as well. This is Justin Bull with the puck. Gets it across to Kirk. Kirk from along the goal line just didn't quite have a great angle to shoot that one. Still got the shot in on Ostrowski.
Oh, man, this line brought it tonight, too. They're feeling it right now. The passing's on the tape. The shots are crisp. This top line is as dangerous as they're going to be ever tonight.
Even when they're on their C game, they're a dangerous line. But if they're on their A game, that's certainly something that the opposition has to be aware of and has to do everything they can to just try to slow down.
Yeah.
Much less trying to do something at the opposite end of the rink. Almost the focus when that top line's out there now has to be defense first.
I mean, you want to try to play offense, but you're right, Aaron. When it comes to that, you just got to hunker down and try not to get burned here.
Austin Bush finding control of a puck off the faceoff again. He almost had another play right off the draw, creating an opportunity for a shot there. Just couldn't quite get that one away as he got tied up.
Starpoint is getting to the high danger areas with little to no resistance right now. Iroquois-Alden cannot allow that, because if Starpoint's going to get to the slot, I don't care who your goalie is, they're going to put pucks in the net.
Reed Mariner carrying it in across the blue line, but a couple different Iroquois-Alden players in close proximity, making it difficult on him. Gets some puck support, though, from Bush, and now he circles the net and fires a shot. Second chance opportunity for Mariner. 2 saves right there from Ostrowski, as he has been under a barrage of shots here early on. Puck comes back to the point. McClellan gets a shot through traffic. Stick save made by the netminder Ostrowski.
That low ceiling saved him.
Yeah, up into the low ceiling. The netting up over the cage ends up resulting in a stoppage. That could have been another loose puck there around the crease, and a fortunate whistle for the timing. And both teams make some changes here. 11:45 to go in a first period that has been all Starpoint so far.
Yeah, Starpoint came out mad this game. They are just throwing haymakers at Iroquois-Alden. Reed Ostrowski's playing very well, all things considered, right now, and it could easily be 3 or 4-0 right now.
Starpoint winning the draw, getting it back to the point, but that shot goes wide. Now in transition, here comes Braden Axelson into the offensive zone. Gets himself a little bit of space and then feeds the pass out in front. Just couldn't quite connect on his player driving in towards the slot. That was Matt Strasser.
That's the first time Braden Axelson has touched the puck tonight, and if Iroquois-Alden's going to get back into this game, they got to start running some offense through him. I mean, we're 6 minutes into the game, and he just touched the puck for the first time.
And you certainly see some of the matchup that they might be trying to run here, trying to keep Axelson and Riemann away from that Starpoint top line. Have to keep on watching as the line matching continues through this one. This is Cardarella carrying it in for Starpoint, tries to make a move around the defenseman.
Speaking of confident players, this kid could have had 15 points the other night.
Only ended up getting 1 there late in the game, but he had several scoring opportunities throughout that game, and
Dominant.
was a big reason why Starpoint was such a force in the offensive zone. Into the offensive zone for Iroquois-Alden, it's Jordan Steck as he stops here in the near corner. It comes back to the point to Riemann. Riemann with some room to let a shot go. Had that corner pick, just enough of the glove of Richie Garou getting on that one to keep that one from going in. Starpoint with a little bit of room to run the breakout here on the near side, but it ends up just being cleared through the neutral zone and rolling slowly into Iroquois-Alden ice. Ends up going far enough and quickly enough for icing, so we'll get a stoppage in play with 10:18 to go in the first period. Still a 2-0 lead in favor of Starpoint, and the faceoff coming up in the Starpoint zone.
Yeah, and Iroquois-Alden needs to figure out some way, somehow, to get some offense going right now. They had a few shots early in response to Starpoint's first goal, but since Starpoint got the second one, the ice has been tilted fully in the Iroquois-Alden end right here, and it looks like Starpoint's going to get out right here.
The draw and quickly escaping the zone, but that second pass doesn't quite connect in the neutral zone. Justin Bolda finds possession and gets a cross-ice pass. Almost got that one across to Mainstone, but as Sean said, really good defense. Tyler Thauer getting in the way, but this is a breakaway for Mainstone. Cuts to the backhand. Good save by Ostrowski. Read that one perfectly and stayed with him very nicely as he tried to move to the backhand, did Mainstone.
Yeah, that was a great save there by Ostrowski, and the floodgates are open if he buries that, so that was a huge save at this point in the game. Oh, my.
Could be another opportunity. Though, as Bull creates a turnover and then fires a shot right in on Ostrowski. Makes a really solid save there and then ends up peeling off his mask after covering up for the whistle. Maybe trying to catch his breath a little bit here. He's
got some great flow. Got to give him that.
Might as well show it off while he's on camera.
You should. He doesn't know it, but yeah, that's some nice lettuce he's got going there.
Well, he's certainly been busy, and we'll see if he can continue to give his team an opportunity to stay in this game. He's been certainly, I would say, it's probably been about 8 shots in on goal already here, not even 10 minutes in.
And what of them would he have had any chance of stopping?
There's a tough shot for him to stop. An excellent save on Justin Bull as he had plenty of time to let a hard wrist shot go. Looked like it was the stick and pad of the netminder making that stop. Quickly countering, though, here comes Alec Kirk back into the offensive zone. Really good defense there from Iroquois-Alden. They had 4 guys back in front of Alec Kirk, denying him any sort of lane in towards the net. Starpoint now making a change, and Iroquois-Alden has some time to work the puck up the right side.
Yeah, but if there's ever a time to go fast, I feel like that was it. You had a free breakout right there.
They end up getting it just inside the Starpoint blue line, but they lose possession of it, and that allows the Spartans to move it up themselves. And now they do so, and they cutting it through the neutral zone. It's going to be Mike Merrifield. Just feeds it in behind the net where Reed Mariner sets up shop. Him and Jim Manguso there trying to work together in tandem to create a loose puck, and they do cycle it down low. This is Mariner down there with the defenseman on him. Axelson, though, creating a turnover. Now here comes Iroquois-Alden. That pass just a little too far for its intended target. Now Starpoint with a chance to counter. Aiden Case playing it up the near boards, too far for his intended target. Now we see if Iroquois-Alden can counter themselves. Jordan Steck spinning and sending a pass across to his defensive partner, and now up to Axelson. Axelson with a little bit of room through the neutral zone as he gains the Starpoint blue line, lets a shot go. Good block by Case as he got a little bit of his arm on that one. Loose puck, though, comes out towards Strasser. He almost had enough room to get a shot away there. Looks like we're going to have a penalty called, though, as Strasser ended up down in behind the Starpoint net. A tripping call is being signaled, and it looks like it's going to be the Starpoint number 11. Actually, Starpoint's number 14 being signaled with this penalty. I thought it was 11 that was getting the call. It's 4, rather. I'm going to just name off every Starpoint player on the ice.
You'll get it.
Until I get eventually the guy who's getting the penalty. It ends up going to number 4, Joe Manguso, a 2-minute tripping call. So it's a big opportunity for Iroquois-Alden. They're down 2. They really haven't had a whole lot of opportunities to set up shop in the offensive zone. There's a good chance right here, but they're unable to win that faceoff. Mainstone getting that clear.
Yeah, and you're Iroquois-Alden. I mean, you got Manguso in the box. You really, really want to do something here. Granted, you want to do that on any power play, but the door's cracked a little bit.
And one thing that we've noticed here is that a little bit short in terms of staff for defense here for Starpoint. We knew that they had one player suspended coming into this game, that being their captain, Allen. Also, we yet to see Dominic Lubert on the bench for Starpoint. So just 4 defensemen right now. That means for this penalty kill, Will Mainstone back there killing it off.
I have full confidence that he is capable of playing both ends of the ice. I think you could put any of those guys back there. The way Clayton's got them playing, they're at worst they'll be responsible on their own end.
Well, they've killed off the first 45 seconds of this penalty. Starpoint trying to move it through the neutral zone. Iroquois-Alden trying to move it through the neutral zone right now. Jordan Steck along his own blue line. Pass up the left wing. Finds Strasser, but he gets knocked down in the process, and now they have to regroup again in the neutral zone. Finally sent into the offensive end, but Mainstone's going to be the first one to it, and you'll get a chance to clear it.
Wow.
Does so again, sending it off the far glass, all the way back into Iroquois-Alden territory. Ostrowski setting it up there with 50 seconds remaining in the power play.
Oh, that was a beautiful breakout, but the forwards weren't ready for it.
Yeah, Ostrowski, the netminder with a good stick handling ability there. He's got 2 assists this year, so no surprise that he made that 2-line pass into the neutral zone. I'm not sure his teammates were necessarily ready for that. Shot attempt from Riemann ends up missing wide as Iroquois-Alden having difficulty getting set up here on the offensive zone for their power play.
Oh, we got away with that.
Strasser carries it through the neutral zone, has to kick it out of his skates to maintain possession. Pass into the slot to Riemann. Backhand pass. Almost got that one to the freshman Tyler Brandy here on the near post. Shot coming in from the point. Not much of a screen there, though, and a good view for Rich Garou to make that save. Makes the glove save and holds on for a whistle. Now just 10 seconds remaining on this Iroquois-Alden power play. And this has certainly been a penalty kill so far that has given Starpoint some extra momentum.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you have a forward playing D. Granted, none of us doubted his ability to do it, but when you can actually make that come to fruition, it's a confidence builder, being able to rely on somebody extra when need be. Great kill so far for Starpoint, and they're going to finish it off.
Yeah, they win possession after a scrambled faceoff. Justin Bull sending it the length of the ice. And Manguso's out of the penalty box. We're back to 5-on-5 as we hit the 6-minute mark of period number 1. Loose puck in the neutral zone. Justin Bull finding control and getting it up to Kirk. Kirk makes a nice move to the backhand. Tries to shake that defender and then spins to create some more room. Back to the point to Muscarella. His shot doesn't get through. And now an opportunity for Iroquois-Alden to float it through the neutral zone. Foot race for the puck on the far side. McClellan the first one to it, but he's got a man right on him. Good work to get away from that forecheck pressure. And now here come the Spartans through the neutral zone. Russell losing control of that one just outside the blue line. Ends up resulting in an offsides call. So with 5:28 to go in the first period, we get another stoppage in play. Both teams will make a couple line changes before a neutral zone faceoff.
Yeah, that was some fancy stick work there by Josh McClellan. That was hockey in a phone booth with 2 guys bearing down on him. It worked, so we'll call it confidence. That was pretty cool.
If it doesn't work in that spot, it could be dangerous, though.
It's extremely dangerous, but hey, you're only in trouble if it ends up in the back of your net.
Puck cleared out to neutral ice. Aiden Case sets it up there and sends a cross-ice pass to his defensive partner, Manguso. And across the blue line, Cyric unable to handle that one, but it's going to be Cardarella finding control. Feathers it down low, and then it's going to be Russell chasing in after it. Knocks his man down as they head for that loose puck. No call coming on that one. Now a redirected shot as it came in from the point. Looked like Cardarella got just a little bit of that one. Unable to get it on
when he starts scoring, he's going to score 10 in a game.
Shot coming in from just inside the blue line. That one easily handled by Guru. And now Starpoint tries to work it out on the far side, but it's kept in. Good play by Standish to step in and make sure that stays in the offensive zone. Hayden Case with a backhand pass up to Russell here on the near boards. Comes up to Angranon, and he just gloves it back into the offensive zone. And now quickly through the neutral zone, Cargarella back into the offensive end, tries to go wide on the defenseman and bring it back across. Good play by Standish to deny that one, but Cargarella has it again. Backhand opportunity as he drives in towards the front of the net. Looked like he tried to sneak that one through the 5-hole of the netminder. Ostrowski closing the door on that one, denying the opportunity, keeping this one a 2-0 game, but another offensive zone draw going to be coming up here for Starpoint.
Yeah, and Starpoint again just continues to put pressure and pressure and pressure on the Iroquois-Alden defense. They've got a 2-goal lead, and they're not interested in sitting on it at all. They're going to try and run this as high as they possibly can. Iroquois-Alden has to find a response somewhere.
Iroquois-Alden winning the draw there and starting it up the far side. Riemann settling it down there and getting it up into the neutral zone. Possibly some numbers here. Axelson lets that shot go. Blocker saved by Guru. Axelson trying to chase down that rebound in the near corner. Puck is kept in here at the point by Sparfield. Now a battle for a loose puck in the far corner. Axelson's the one that ends up with it. Gets it back to the point. Iroquois-Alden now setting up some time here in the offensive zone. Riemann tries to shake one defender and get a shot away. Just ends up slowly in towards the net. And then Starpoint finds possession, and they quickly start moving up ice through the neutral zone. Jim Manguso with the puck on his stick. Gets wide here along the hash marks as he gets knocked to his backside, and that allows Axelson to move it up ice. Riemann now into the offensive zone. He lets a shot go. Right-hand save made by the netminder Guru. Looks like it hit kind of the base of the catching glove there. Puck is cleared back out into center ice, but Iroquois-Alden sends it right back in as they try to execute a change here. Alec Kirk picks up a pass in the neutral zone. He's got a couple of men on him, but he's got plenty of speed as he gains the blue line. Will Mainstone creating a turnover. And now here in the near corner, Kirk with 4 different Iroquois-Alden players on him. That's enough of a mismatch. Iroquois-Alden able to create a loose puck, but they're unable to get it out of the zone. Joe Manguso's shot from the right point ends up right in on Ostrowski. Don't have the shots on goal here yet, but I would have to imagine that's close to 15 shots on goal here in this period, Sean.
Oh, yeah, if we're not at 15, we're right around it. I mean, Starpoint could easily put up 20 shots in this period, and a lot of them are high-danger shots.
And they win another face-off. Let's see how they set up their offensive zone time. Just a cross-corner dump there, but they gain possession of it quickly. Right out in front, Kirk with an opportunity there. He had a great chance to put that one past the netminder, just missed the cage. And there was almost a second chance after it came off the back wall. I don't think Alec Kirk is going to miss. He's given a chance in that spot again.
No, Iroquois-Alden should be thanking their stars right now. Kirk's not going to miss that again. If they lose him on the doorstep, you'll either need a great save or it's in your net.
Again, Starpoint winning that face-off. They send it into that near corner. Mainstone finding it there. Backdoor pass, and he's got Kirk there. As mentioned, he's not going to miss more than once from that spot with enough time and space. He puts that one by the netminder, and it's now 3-0 Starpoint.
Yeah, and Starpoint's about to kick the floodgates down and just flood this thing. They have been all over Iroquois-Alden. Zone time, possession, high-quality scoring chances, name it. Starpoint's getting them right now on offense. Iroquois-Alden has taken one in the chin this period, and they're not out of the woods yet.
Starpoint keeping that top line out here as they get the 3rd Spartans goal. And obviously not going to be satisfied with this 3-goal lead as they continue to try to add to it here late in the first period. Justin Bull into the offensive zone. He's got Kirk right in front. One-touch redirection into the back of the net. 2 goals within a span of 10 seconds. It's now 4-0 Starpoint.
And the levee is broken, and it's an avalanche right now. It is an absolute, I don't know what the word is, Aaron, but Starpoint has come out all business, and they have just taken it to Iroquois-Alden this period. And here's the thing. They're having such success off the face-off. They're going to go for 5 or 6 in this period. Iroquois-Alden needs to try to push for a goal here just to at least get something back, because they've been able to accomplish next to nothing this period.
Well, Iroquois-Alden gets their top line out there. Obviously, a nice push into the offensive zone here would be a good start to start chipping away at this one and at least stem the tide of the way that this first period has gone. Puck ends up being deflected up and over the glass and actually sneaks between the protective netting and the glass and ends up being a souvenir for a young fan to our right.
He's pumped right now. He's not about to give that puck back, and I don't blame him.
No, don't give it back, no matter what anyone tells you.
Get Kirk's autograph on it.
Yes, that's a great idea. Iroquois-Alden finding possession off that neutral zone faceoff, but they're unable to connect on that first pass. They do get it into the offensive zone, but Starpoint finding possession, moving it back into the Iroquois-Alden territory. Jordan Steck setting it up there. And that second pass, though, doesn't connect as Axelson. That pass was just a couple of strides behind him, and that gives Starpoint a chance to bring it into the offensive zone. Gavin Russell looking for his second of the period. His shot kind of got tied up as he let it go. Ended up getting in on Axelson. Axelson did make the stop and hold on for a whistle. 2 minutes exactly remaining here in this first period. And this Nickel City Hockey Network broadcast is proudly supported by the architects at Lauer Manguso and Associates. Architecture, engineering, and design services from Lauer Manguso have earned the firm a reputation for quality and excellence spanning more than 4 decades. Back underway as we're under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Iroquois-Alden finding possession, and they get it into the neutral zone, but Starpoint's going to look to quickly counter and send it right back in. Dumping it in here is Austin Bush. Sends it into the far corner, but Iroquois-Alden able to get it out of the zone. Starpoint now looking to regroup along their own blue line. Case's pass is a little out of the reach of Mariner, and that allows Iroquois-Alden to try to counter with Tyler Thauer. Thauer's shot from distance ends up just in on net, but he takes a hit in the process. Iroquois-Alden keeping it in momentarily there on the far side. Starpoint managing to get it out into center ice, but it's going to be Iroquois-Alden sending it right back in across the blue line. Minute 15 remaining in first period play as Austin Bush comes streaking into the offensive zone. Yeah, very good defense there as that was number 8 Luke Bear making sure he got in the way of Bush in that run into the offensive zone. Bush had plenty of speed after picking up that puck on the left wing. Good defensive play by Bear to make sure that he didn't let him get in on goal and get a good scoring opportunity. Under a minute to go here in first period action. Angrenon tries to get a shot in through traffic. Smartly just actually dumps it into the corner as there wasn't much of a lane in to shoot that one in on Guru. Ends up bouncing off the back wall and then out towards the netminder, and he covers it up for a whistle. 46 seconds remaining in the period.
And Starpoint is sending the big line out there in the witching hour to try and get the big one here. So, and I would do that too. They're going to push play. They're going to win the faceoff right here as well. So look for Starpoint to push in the last minute of this first period. Oh!
They almost pull off the stretch pass there. Good stick getting in the way there by the Iroquois-Alden defender. Only thing that kept that one from getting to main stone, and that one would have been a clear breakaway for number 8.
Another one.
Yeah, the low ceiling comes into play again here at Hockey Outlet as that just grazes the netting that protects the lighting above the rink. So we get a stoppage in play with a little bit more than 30 seconds to go in the period.
And that top line remains out there. Look for Starpoint to get this puck deep like that and try to set up some offense right here.
Puck is played up the left wing wall, kept in the zone there on the far side by McClellan as we have 22 seconds remaining in the period. Iroquois-Alden trying to make sure they clear that puck out of the zone. They do get it to center ice, but Starpoint's going to try to counter quickly and get one last opportunity. Mainstone into the offensive zone. One-timer for Bull just inside the near post. It's 5-0 Starpoint on a bomb of a one-time shot from Justin Bull.
Johnny on the spot right there. Coach Clayton sends out the big guns in the last minute of the period to do that. And what do we always say, Aaron? Those goals at the end of periods, they feel a lot. They feel great when you get them. They break your back when you allow them. And if there was any back left to break for Iroquois-Alden, Justin Bull just snapped it over his knee.
It looked like Iroquois-Alden was going to be content to just make sure this one got into the locker room as a 4-0 game.
Can't do that ever.
Starpoint not going to allow them to do that. They kept on pushing right all the way until the final whistle here.
They had a set face-off play.
Set the 5th Starpoint goal coming with less than 8 seconds to go in the period, and a absolute barrage from the Starpoint Spartans here in the first period. It's a 5-0 lead, and they have been in absolute command right from the start.
Oh, like literally from the start, the first thing they attempted today ended up in the back of the net, and it's just been all downhill from there on out for the first period. I mean, game's certainly not over. Crazy things can happen, but boy, does Iroquois-Alden need an energy drink or a jolt of lightning or something to get back in this game, because one, you got to score 5 on Starpoint, and then you got to stop them from scoring any more. 2 very difficult tasks, but if any team in this division is up for it, it's Iroquois-Alden.
So the score after one period of play, 5-0 in favor of Starpoint. We expected a tighter matchup here for certain. Both of these teams coming in very highly ranked in the ECIC 2 standings, 2 and 3 in the standings. And Starpoint came out just that much extra ready to go here for this one. right from the outset. The first goal scored 11 seconds in. The fifth goal with less than 10 seconds to go in the period. A start-to-finish effort, certainly from the Starpoint Spartans there in the first period, and they enjoy a 5-0 lead as a result. And our broadcast tonight being brought to you by Envious Gameware, designers of high-end custom hockey uniforms, bags, and apparel. The thinking of look good, feel good, play good goes into every Envious jersey design. Find them online, enviousgameware.com, to get your team a look to be envious of. Also by 412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions, offering consultation for web and graphic design, social media, writing and editing services, multimedia solutions, and much more. Visit them, 412communications.com, to learn how they can help your brand build bridges with the people you serve. And this Nickel City Hockey Network broadcast also proudly supported by the architects at Lauer Manguso & Associates. Architecture, engineering, and design services from Lauer Manguso have earned the firm a reputation for quality and excellence spanning more than 4 decades. We're going to step away here for the first intermission, but we'll be back in about 10 minutes for period number 2. You're watching live coverage of Section 6 high school hockey on the Nickel City Hockey Network. And welcome back to Hockey Outlet as we get set for second period action between Iroquois-Alden and Starpoint. It is a 5-0 Starpoint lead after one period of play. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast on the Nickel City Hockey Network. My name is Aaron Elpern, alongside color commentator Sean McHugh, camera operator Jeff Jazarowski. As we look back on a great first period from the Starpoint perspective, they came out flying in the first period, scored 11 seconds in, and then didn't look back, Sean.
No, they didn't look back at all. They put the pedal to the metal and didn't take it off until the horn went. They scored in the first and the last 10 seconds of the period. 5-0.
Yeah, 2 goals scored by number 5, Alec Kirk, the leading goal scorer for the Starpoint Spartans, his 21st and 22nd of the season. It was Gavin Russell getting the game started with a goal just 11 seconds in. That was his 7th of the season. Austin Bush had one in there as well. That was his 7th as well. And then Justin Bull had his 8th of the season on a bomb of a one-time shot to end off the period. Certainly exactly how Starpoint coach Clayton Wilson would have drawn things up, and pretty much the exact opposite the way things the way that Iroquois-Alden staff would have wanted to see things go in that first period. But an opportunity to change the script and get things back in the right direction here to start off period number 2. But it gets a little bit harder for them because joining the Starpoint blue line is number 2, Dominic Lubert.
That's not fair.
They built a 5-0 lead without their best defenseman, number 2, but he's back out there to start this second period off.
And he's fresh.
We're underway here from Hockey Outlet. Dominic Lubert starting it up the left wing. Bounces a pass off the neutral zone boards, and Jordan Steck fires it back in for Iroquois-Alden. Now sent up along these boards to Frankie Cardarella. Unable to move it up ice, but it comes back into the zone. Offsides is the call, as just barely carrying it in offsides for that play was the forward for Iroquois-Alden, number 6, Mark Klubeck. So we get a face-off just outside of the Starpoint blue line, 18 seconds into this second period. Puck into the Iroquois-Alden offensive zone, and they clear it right out in front of the net, goes right through the crease. Then a big hit in that far corner as Lubert drove his man into the glass after giving that pass out in front of the net. Lubert now moving it through the neutral zone. He's got 2 men on him, loses control of it, but still manages to get it behind the net where Jacob Seigrick tries to keep it moving. Coming up these near boards, Lubert makes sure it stays just below the hash marks, and he gets some help from Cardarella there. Cleared out of that dangerous corner, though, as Riemann carries it out and creates a little bit of space for himself. Pass gets intercepted by Cardarella along the center ice red line, though. Gavin Russell, the goal scorer early on in this game, dumping it into the offensive zone. Starpoint now making some changes. Iroquois-Alden not all that quick, though, to try to catch them in catch that change. And now we have a whistle. Not sure what that one is. Oh, it's a net off the moorings. Because
of course it is.
Yeah, not only was that a slow-moving breakout behind the Iroquois-Alden net, but it ended up knocking the net off in the process. So full changes get to be made now on both sides, and a face-off coming up in the Iroquois-Alden zone to the left of the netminder, Ostrowski.
And here comes the big line for Starpoint, and now it looks like they are not. I thought they might have been matched up with Iroquois' big line. They aren't. With Iroquois-Alden's, they are not.
Looks like Iroquois-Alden might have actually split up their big line because Riemann is definitely out there, but he's not out there with Axelson. They had been together to start this game off with after being separated for a portion of this season already. See what the coaching staff has decided to do. It looks like they're trying to spread out the wealth in terms of their big point getters here as they try to at least slow down Starpoint. They had enough difficulty with this top line in the first period. And now the Starpoint top trio moving it back through the neutral zone. Good defense there by Iroquois-Alden to deny the zone entry. Second chance there as well, as denying that entry was Adam Tchaikovsky. Puck in the Iroquois-Alden possession here in the neutral zone, and carrying it across the blue line is Carter Speranza. His shot goes off the pad of Rich Carew, but probably was going wide in the process, and quickly cleared out of the zone, and then caught on the backhand blindly there by Mainstone. That was almost a really pretty play, just couldn't quite keep possession of it. That would have been a gorgeous pass caught blindly, but now he sets up a breakaway for Kirk, goes to the backhand to try to get the hat trick, can't get that one past the netminder. Ostrowski making the save and ending up kicking the net off in the process. That was almost the hat trick for the second game in a row for Alec Kirk. And the left leg of Reed Ostrowski is the only thing that kept that one from happening.
Yeah, Kirk turned on the Jets right there, too, because when that pass was sent, he was surrounded by 2 Iroquois-Alden defenders, and then in one stride, he was in. Good job staying with Kirk by Ostrowski to slide to his right and prevent, Kirk from being able to go into the bar and make it 6-0.
Mariner on for this draw against Axelson. Starpoint winning the draw, but Axelson finding control after a moment. Gets it to Steck, but his breakout pass doesn't find anybody but a Starpoint player. And now Axelson's going to have to help out in behind the net, still struggling to find possession there. Pass just comes out towards the point where Case walks in and fires a slap shot. Glove save made by Ostrowski. Covers up for no second chance opportunities for Starpoint. There were a couple of players in close proximity looking for that rebound opportunity. Ostrowski making sure there was none for those two Starpoint forwards. Face off now in that far circle. Again, it's going to be Mariner and Axelson for the draw. Starpoint winning possession off of it. Now it comes in behind the net where Merrifield has a man on him. Still gets that pass out towards Mariner along the goal line. Looked like that shot hit off the back of the net, just barely missing wide. Dominic Lubert finds possession in the neutral zone, sends it into the far corner to dump it in. Two different Starpoint players there putting some pressure on. Three Iroquois-Alden players, though, relieving that pressure. Now it's going to be Axelson trying to start the breakout, but he's having a little bit more difficulty there in that far corner. Again, just able to get it out into the neutral zone where Starpoint finds possession again. Spartans unable to connect on a pass, and it's dumped into the offensive zone by Thauer. Dominic Lubert finds it there, tries to start the breakout up the far side. Austin Bush gloving it down and finding possession, now creating a little bit of space in behind his own net. Reverses directions once, and then Aiden Case sends it up behind the net and out into the neutral zone where Merrifield gets knocked down before getting it in across the blue line. Austin Bush battling against his fellow number 9 there. Steck ends up clearing it out to center ice where Case picks it up and now looking for a pass. That one doesn't connect, and now carrying it in across the blue line is going to be Riemann. Riemann tries to take that shot, but just getting enough of him on that one was Case to deny that shot from getting in on net. And now it's going to be Lubert looking to carry it up the right wing. First attempt doesn't get out of the zone, kept in on the play by Speranza. Speranza now getting a little bit of help here on these near boards as he's got control of it at the top of the circle. That shot is blocked on its way through. Kept in at the point by Angranon, and it comes out to Cardarella there at the far point, and he has a little bit of room to just feed that one out into center ice. Almost had Lubert with some speed through the neutral zone. Cardarella outmuscles his man for the puck there at center ice and drops one to Lubert. Lubert trying to find Cyrek there in the far circle, and Cyrek sends it down low where Cardarella gets a piece of it. And ends up coming up these near boards. We're unable to handle that pass as Speranza, and it goes all the way down into Starpoint territory. This one's going to go for an icing with 12:32 to go in second period play.
Yep, and not as much frantic pace on Starpoint's end, but what they are doing is they're continuing to have possession, they're continuing to cycle, and now what they're doing is they're grinding down Iroquois-Alden's forwards and D-men while protecting the lead. That is, in my opinion, the best way to protect the lead. Play in the other team's end and don't give them the puck. Don't even give them a chance to get a dumb bounce or a breakout.
Yeah, we saw with Axelson's last shift out there, he had a couple of times where he had possession of the puck in the far corner of his own zone, and it was all he could do just to make sure he got away from the forechecking Starpoint players, just to make sure the puck got out of the zone, much less getting into the other side of the rink to try to create any sort of offense. He's out there again right now as Iroquois-Alden gets the puck out to center ice, but it is the top line of Starpoint facing them here as Mainstone gets a deflection into the offensive zone. Cleanest breakout that Iroquois-Alden's run all day, as Axelson has some speed into the offensive zone. Muscarella gives him a little bit of a bump, but the power forward maintains possession in behind the net. Has it now here in this near corner as he tries to get it back to the point. Unable to get that shot away, though, was number 13, Sparfield. And now it's going to be Alec Kirk getting it into the Iroquois-Alden territory. Gets run into by the defenseman there, but ends up getting the better part of that one. And a little bit of contact in front of the Starpoint bench as Axelson ran his man over. Kirk finding it here in the far corners. He looks for a pass. He's got Mainstone wide open in the slot. Blocker side, top corner, just inside the crossbar. It's now 6-0 Starpoint. And yet again, it is this top line of the Spartans doing damage in the offensive zone. They've now got 4 here in this game, as they have been on fire right from the start of this one.
That wasn't nice at all. That was very mean. That was an absolutely ridiculous saucer pass through the entire defense on the tape of Mainstone, and if that wasn't gross enough, the goaltender Ostrowski was there. He read the play perfectly, and Mainstone just decides to use the scope and absolutely snipes that corner. What a play by the Spartans. They brought everything tonight.
Mainstone now with a goal. Bull has a goal. Kirk has 2. The top line is delivering as expected from Starpoint. Got a couple of goals from the supporting cast as well. It's a 6-0 lead. Not even 6 minutes into period number 2. bouncing puck along the Starpoint blue line, picked up by Jim Manguso and moved up ice. This is going to be Merrifield carrying it into the offensive zone for Starpoint. Unable to get past the hash marks, and then a big slap shot there taken from the right point by Joe Manguso. That one missing just wide. Jim Manguso with it here, makes a nice cross-ice pass, and now gets it back again. Unable to handle that one, maybe just a little bit behind him, and now Riemann carries it across the blue line for Iroquois-Alden. That one is blocked, though. Aiden Case getting in the way of that shot. Puck sent in towards the Starpoint net. Rich Garou getting his first touch on it, I think, of the entire second period, as he plays it to a defenseman, and they move it up ice and into the neutral zone. Iroquois-Alden sending it right back in again. Luke Bear making sure he dumps it in. And now Iroquois-Alden trying to set up some offensive zone pressure, but Starpoint clears it back out to center ice, where Luke Bear picks it up yet again. Cross-ice pass, bounces off the far boards, but Riemann unable to pick that one up. And now here come the Spartans through the neutral zone. Austin Bush with some speed, lets the shot go. Glove save made there by the netminder Ostrowski. Bush had some speed into the offensive zone. He cut towards the slot and then made that shot back across the grain. Really good save by Ostrowski. Good to see him still sharp, even though it's been a rough go of things so far.
Yeah, he's on top of his paint, challenging right there. And Bush did a really nice job of quickly changing direction and cutting middle to get that shot. Ostrowski, not sitting back on his goal line, comes out high to challenge and makes a really nice save.
Breakout up the near boards. Iroquois-Alden unable to get it out, though, as Cardarella keeps it deep in the offensive zone. His line mates now setting up that cycle game down low. Russell has it here behind the net.
Wanted it.
He thought about that Michigan there, didn't quite have the look at it. He gets it back to the point where Lubert's shot gets deflected wide. Now a foot race for a puck on the far side. Winning that battle was Jacob Cyrick, maybe out-muscling his man as they both kind of got to the puck at the same time. Cyrick now moves it from low to high as he finds Muscarella at the point. That shot doesn't get through, but a rebound opportunity.
Nice save.
Sprawling save by Ostrowski. Another one that was in between his legs before a defenseman ended up clearing it out of danger. Starpoint knocking at the door for the seventh here, and it's Reed Ostrowski making sure that they stay off the board. He's been playing excellent despite the fact that his team has been hemmed in their zone and under a barrage of shots right from the start of this one.
How often can you say a goaltender that's allowed 6 goals through half of a game is playing really well? Like, it's not just he's playing well, he's playing really well. I don't think any goaltender at many non-professional levels have a chance on a single goal he's allowed. Maybe the second one, but that's a bounce. It's really good to see him because he's the one who's getting pummeled right now. Good to see him still playing hard for his team.
Iroquois-Alden still moving it through the neutral zone here as they found possession at center ice, but they couldn't get it in across the blue line with much success. The top line of Starpoint still smelling that blood in the water, and they find another one there. Justin Bull fires it up under the bar. And it's now 7-0 as, again, this top line seems to be scoring at will every time they're on the ice. They have their 5th goal of the game right now. They've got 5 of the 7 Starpoint goals, and that one was another opportunity set up in front of the net and executed, finished with perfection.
I mean, what did the crossbars do to make Starpoint mad today? That's the 5th goal that's gone in off the bar today, or a post. I mean, Starpoint, they're not just scoring, they're making it look pretty now. I mean, and it's not showboating, it's not hot dogging, they're just executing their offense to perfection right now. Literally. Like, every pass is on the tape, every shot's where it needs to be, everything's with a purpose right now. I mean, like we said, Starpoint's finding their stride. Well, what else could you possibly try to find right now?
I'm not sure you could really say that there's anything that Starpoint should be doing differently here in this game. It's just been an absolute clinic right from the start.
Maybe bench the top line just to not tire them out for future games. And even then, I wouldn't do that.
Got 2 days off until the next game on Saturday. I don't know.
Then just keep going then.
It's a 7-0 lead. We're not even 10 minutes into the second period. And Starpoint finding possession yet again, and they move it up ice. That one goes off the stick of Merrifield. And now back into the Iroquois-Alden territory as they look to break it out here on the near side. Thauer's pass goes through the skates of a Starpoint player, so that negates any possible icing. Now back into his own zone to pick it up is Joe Manguso. D-to-D pass behind the net, and now Lubert reverses course as he looked like he was going back around the net. Now sends it up this near side. Just a little bit too far for Jim Manguso to handle. And now it's going to be Lubert picking it up on the far side, moving it up to Merrifield. Merrifield then across the blue line, fires a shot towards the net, just barely missing the near post. But the rebound comes off the backboards, and that sets up Riemann with an opportunity to carry that one up. He tried to get it to Speranza. That one, though, hit a skate, though, before it got across to him.
Oh, here come the bodies.
Loose puck in the near corner. Starpoint finding possession, moved up ice, and this is Jim Manguso getting it out of the zone. Finds his line mate on the far side, Mike Merrifield. He gets it in across the blue line, but can't get it deep into the offensive zone. Iroquois-Alden with a chance to move that one up ice, but a little bit of a miscommunication there on that pass. Went up the boards, and the intended target went cut towards the middle of the ice, expecting it to go there. This could be a 2-on-1 here for Starpoint. Cyric carries it in. He's got a man in front of the net. Russell looking for his second of the game. Just kind of went off his heel as he tried to one-time that one into the back of the net. Starpoint creating more and more opportunities, not letting their foot off the gas even one bit here, Sean.
Nope, they're not going to stop, and nor should they. Now they're worried about goal differential. And they're throwing the body, too.
Puck along these near boards here as the line of Cardarella, Russell, and Cyric sets up here in the offensive zone. It's Cyric up against the boards, and he cycles it down low, but it bounces over the stick of Russell, and that gives Angrenon an opportunity to move it up ice, but his pass bounces over the stick of his intended target. Right back in comes Cyric. Takes a bump there from Luke Steck. Now a puck sitting right in the front of the crease, a couple of strides away from the netminder. Ostrowski was in between two different players from each team, and then a redirection shot there from Cyric, just barely missing the net wide, as this second line from Starpoint putting the same amount of pressure that the top line has so far today. Puck comes out towards the Iroquois-Alden blue line, kept in briefly there by Cardarella as we have 6:20 to go here in second period play. Cardarella has it on his stick again along the Iroquois-Alden blue line, but his teammates making a change there on the far side. The player coming over the boards just inside the zone, so that ends up resulting in an offsides call. And that's about the only thing that has slowed Starpoint down is maybe their own mistakes here today so far.
That's literally the only thing that stopped them, minus some great saves by the goaltenders, them missing the net. And you're going to miss the net in games, and when you're scoring 7, the percentage is still going to be higher. And Justin Bull is not interested in slowing down right now.
Created himself a little bit of space there right off that faceoff. The only thing that didn't manage to go right for them there was getting the shot in through. Good block by the Iroquois-Alden defender. Then another one on Lubert's shot attempt. And now Iroquois-Alden moving it back into the offensive zone here. That's Klubeck getting it deep. And now Axelson tries to set up some pressure in the near corner. Cuts away from one man and drives in towards the slot, but two different Starpoint players there to get in his way. And it's going to end up resulting in Starpoint moving the puck up ice, but they end up taking a penalty in the process, as getting hauled down there on the play was number 11, Matt Strasser. And that's going to be a holding call made against Starpoint. It's number 2, Dominic Lubert in the penalty box. He'll serve a 2-minute minor here as Iroquois-Alden gets their second chance on the power play of the evening.
Yep, and they need to salvage something here. I mean, one goal is you got to get the goose egg off the board. That's got to be objective number 1. Get one, then worry about the next one. Didn't do really anything with their first power play, but it's probably pretty crucial here that shots aren't good enough. You got to start getting the puck in the net right here.
No surprise, their top 2 scorers out there for this power play. At the left point, that's Braden Axelson, setting up to take this draw, number 11, Kevin Riemann. Also out there for this power play, number 9, Jordan Steck on the right point. Keep an eye on those 3 guys. A lot of the offense will probably run through them here on the power play.
Oh boy.
Try to get it back to the point, though, but it's going to be Mariner getting an opportunity shorthanded. Gets around the defenseman, now trying to chase it down to create a shorthanded opportunity. Ends up getting knocked down in behind the Iroquois-Alden net. And now Iroquois-Alden with a chance to carry it up ice. Strasser's pass, that one's too far for its intended target. This one's going to go for icing.
And exactly the start you didn't want if you were Iroquois-Alden. Almost allow a scoring chance, and now a defensive zone faceoff, and Starpoint has owned the dot this game. It seems like they're winning every single faceoff. So yeah, Iroquois-Alden's got to go the length of the ice, but first they got to get the puck, and they've had a hard enough time doing that today.
See whether or not Starpoint tries to pressure heavily here in the offensive zone on the penalty kill. They've been doing a good job of that 5-on-5. They have possession of the puck. As Sean said, they've been owning the faceoff dot so far. They get the first shot on goal here of this power play.
And he's got to hold it.
And they get another offensive zone draw as Ostrowski realized there was some traffic around him, potential rebound opportunities. Decided to just cover that one up and hold on for a whistle. Minute 30 now remaining in this power play. Again, Starpoint winning possession off the faceoff. That pass, though, was intercepted. Now Strasser carries it up the left wing. Gets it into the offensive zone, dumps it into the far corner. Axelson's going to get to it there. Actually allows it to just feed back to the point where Steck sets it up. Cross to Riemann here at the top of the circle. Tries to take a shot from there. He was looking to go far side top corner, but he missed the mark on that one. The puck ends up back into the neutral zone. Riemann carries it in across the blue line, then loses his balance there as he tried to stop and start just inside the Starpoint blue line.
We've all been there, Aaron.
Shot taken there from the high slot. Glove save made on the wrist shot by Klubeck. Clearing attempt doesn't get out. Steck fires a shot with a screen in front of the net. It looked like it hit that screen and went wide, as might have been a little bit of difficulty for Giroux to have a good look at that one. Cross to Riemann, one-time attempt. That one doesn't get through. Really good block by Manguso. And now Starpoint gets the clear. Manguso putting some pressure on. He's going to get to the puck first here in the offensive zone. Steck actually beats him to it and then sends it up the near boards. That pass too far for Riemann, and Starpoint's again going to find possession. Mainstone back here on defense, killing off another penalty, and he sends that one the length of the ice. Ostrowski's going to have to set it up for his defenseman back there.
He knew who was bearing down on him there. He got rid of that thing quick.
Alec Kirk looking for that shorthanded opportunity. He's already got 2 here today. Ostrowski knows that Alec Kirk is a player not to be messed with. Played that one quickly away from number 5.
Don't matter, he still got it.
Yeah, he finds possession of it, and he's going to carry it here around his own blue line to kill off the last 3 seconds of Lubert's minor penalty. Now the bank pass off the near boards by Mainstone, and Kirk into the offensive zone. He's got Bull in front. One-time opportunity. Sneaks it inside the post as Ostrowski slides across hard to try to beat him across. The against the grain shot for Bull, and that's his second of the game. It's now 8-0 as Starpoint finishes up the penalty kill, goes to 5-on-5, and gets the goal immediately afterwards.
That was also not very nice. That was also incredibly rude of them. I could tell that Kirk was looking to make that pass. I didn't think he would look one way, throw it behind his back, off the wall, create a 2-on-1, and then they'd finish it to perfection. And maybe that's on me for being ignorant and expecting anything less, but that was something out of a video game right there.
This is what happens when you have a confident group playing confidently and then just getting more and more confident when they're seeing what they try come off so successful. The execution has certainly been there tonight, building off of what this team did on Monday with the 5-1 win over Hamburg, and then last Thursday's big win over Williamsville East. This is a team that is starting to find their stride right now, much like they did last year as they made that run to the small school sectional championship and all the way to overtime of the state title game. This team is certainly starting to find their stride, it seems, Sean.
Yes, to say the very least. And here's the thing. They're up 8-0 against a team they are neck and neck with in the standings. It's not like in college football where Alabama plays ECC Junior and beats them by 50. This is a team that they're competing with to win the section title, and this is a huge game for both teams. And Starpoint brought a bat to a rock fight, and they have just been swinging it all game.
Quickly winning the faceoff, and they could create something here in transition. Cardarella chipping it up to Russell, stops in the far corner, tries to get that pass back to the point, but it's intercepted. Iroquois-Alden getting that puck out of the zone, but it's going to be Dominic Lubert finding it right in front of our broadcast position, and he sends a cross-ice dump into the Iroquois-Alden zone. Puck comes along the near boards as Iroquois-Alden tries to get it out of the zone, but they can't connect on that second breakout pass. Starpoint finding possession inside their own blue line yet again. Puck comes out to center ice. It's dumped into the offensive zone by Connor Bennett for Iroquois-Alden. Now he's putting some pressure on Dominic Lubert, but Lubert gets away from it, and he has some ice and space to move through the neutral zone with. Cuts through with some speed. Good defensive play. That was Luke Baer getting enough of that puck to deny Lubert that entry in towards the front of the net. And then Cardarella basically just hit the goaltender in the pads there as Ostrowski was looking in the other direction. Cardarella's quick shot in on goal basically just hit the netminder, and we've been talking about how number 19, Frankie Cardarella, may be a little bit snake-bitten right now. We thought he should have had a couple on Monday. Now here's a breakaway opportunity for Cyric.
Oh,
really good play. 2 different plays there by the goaltender to come out aggressively to play that one, and then the defender to come in and make sure there was no second opportunity. Ends up cross-checking him in the end.
He had to do that.
Yeah, it ends up resulting in a penalty, but that is basically what saved Iroquois-Alden from giving up their 9th goal here in this game, as there has not been one bit of let up here in Starpoint's game so far today.
No, and I don't think there's going to be, because they know how important this game is, and they know that they're going to see these guys again, so they want to leave no doubt. And, I mean, this is almost like this is a clinic right here by Starpoint. They've done everything right. I'm not even trying to say Iroquois-Alden's playing poorly. I just think Starpoint is executing everything as well as you can possibly execute it.
Have a power play now to work with as Gavin Russell carries it in. Stops in the far corner. Now looks to set things up. Back to the point to Cyric. Cyrick down low to Bush here in the near corner. Now back to Cyrick at the near point. Tries to get that shot through. It hits a couple of different Iroquois-Alden players on the way through, then ends up wide of the net. Gavin Russell, though, finding it in behind the cage. Clearing attempt, doesn't get past Cyrick, though, and he keeps it in here at the near point. Minute 8 remaining here in second period play as Starpoint continues to set up their power play. Crisp passing here in the offensive zone. Cross-ice pass. Manguso, one-time shot save made by Ostrowski as Starpoint's second power play unit starting to look like they're as confident as the top unit is when they're out there.
I mean, it trickles down when your leaders are being confident. Those that follow will do the same, and that's exactly what's happening. The captains are playing as well as they're going to play. Everybody else on the team is elevated because of it.
40 seconds remaining in the period. Alec Kirk has the puck along the goal line as Starpoint continues to work with the power play here, making changes as they have it set up here in the offensive zone as it comes around to Bull on the far side. Stumbles a little bit there, but that only really allows him to avoid the oncoming Iroquois-Alden player. Finally, Iroquois-Alden creating a loose puck, and now Riemann carries it up through the neutral zone. Riemann might have a lane here. Gets around one defender, now tries to feed that pass out in front, ends up being redirected off the skate of the defenseman, almost ended up sneaking through the netminder Guru. Good save to make sure that didn't happen. Now a last-second opportunity possibly. Bull just gets knocked down as he almost had a 2-on-1 developing there. Maybe he was trying to rush it just a little bit before the end of the period. Ended up being taken down in the process. No call coming and no real opportunity coming out of what looked to be a dangerous moment there as Starpoint was trying to get one last chance before the horn went.
I might go as far as to assume that if the score was closer, that might have gotten called.
Fair point.
I mean, having said that, it was a bang play. I mean, it could go either way, but and that probably saved at least Ostrowski having to make a great save.
He's certainly made plenty of them tonight.
He's in one of my 3 stars tonight, but more so for just how he's playing despite everything.
Yeah, just
playing great, and he's still playing hard. Yeah, and he's challenging.
If you can ignore the number on the scoreboard, which is an admittedly crooked number, he's given up 8 goals, but he's also made at least as many saves on shots that probably should have been goals, and other goaltenders might not been able to make the save on.
I agree with that, and also of these 8 goals, I will defy somebody to find one where you can point and say the goaltender should have had that. Closest argument you can make is a bounce, and you can't predict those in this game. You're playing on ice. It's impossible.
It's a pretty convincing 8-0 lead here from Hockey Outlet as the Starpoint Spartans have certainly come ready to play here tonight. They are putting a nice run of hockey together. This is starting to look like their 4th consecutive win after things had maybe been going a little bit sideways in the middle of the season for this Starpoint group. They had lost 2 in a row. Actually, they lost 3 of 4 at one point this season. They had back-to-back losses to Niagara-Wheatfield and Grand Island, and it really looked like the team was starting to reel a little bit and not really being able to find the recipe that they found last year. But maybe it was that loss to Grand Island that seemed to wake up this group a little bit. They came out and they beat West Seneca East pretty handily, 10-0 in their last game. Pair of 5-1 wins since then over Will East and Hamburg. And now this is a bit of a statement as well, as they have an 8-0 lead after 2 periods against Iroquois-Alden. It has been an absolute clinic from start to finish, and maybe, as we've been suggesting, the Starpoint team perhaps started a little bit later than last year's version, but this might be that same kind of championship stride that they found last year.
Definitely. They are catching fire at the perfect time to do so right now. And it's not also like they're getting driven by one line, which, of course, if you got driven by that line, it's good enough to carry you, but they're getting it from everybody. Their leaders are leading, but the young players and the depth players and the secondary scorers are here too. And that's what you need. You need it from all 4 lines. Starpoint's getting it from everybody tonight. And they're shorthanded tonight too. Yeah, they have one of their top defensemen, their senior defenseman, Braden Allen, out of the lineup as he's serving the 2nd game of a 3-game suspension. So, and their top defenseman, Dominic Lubert, he wasn't even there to start the game. He missed the first period, so they managed to build a 5-0 lead without 2 of their top defensemen. And then they just added to it there in second period play. It is an 8-0 score after 2 periods of play. And this Nickel City Hockey Network broadcast is proudly supported by the architects at Lauer Manguso & Associates. Architecture, engineering, and design services from Lauer Manguso have earned the firm a reputation for quality and excellence spanning more than 4 decades.
Also by Envious Gameware, designers of high-end custom hockey uniforms, bags, and apparel. The thinking of look good, feel good, play good goes into every Envious jersey design. Find them online, enviousgameware.com, to get your team a look to be envious of. Also by 412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions, offering consultation for web and graphic design, social media, writing and editing services, multimedia solutions, and much more. Visit them, 412communications.com, to learn how they can help your brand build bridges with the people you serve. We're going to step away for the second intermission, but we'll be back in about 10 minutes with third period play. You're watching live coverage of Section 6 high school hockey right here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. And we're underway here in third period play. Starpoint and Iroquois-Alden getting things underway here in the third. It is an 8-0 Starpoint lead after 2 periods of play. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. Last couple of seconds here of a Starpoint power play ticking away as Iroquois-Alden has managed to kill off this man advantage here for Starpoint. As a bouncing puck in that far corner settled down there. Starpoint maintaining possession with Cardarella. Feeds it around behind the net. Now Iroquois-Alden trying to break it out from there, but it comes out towards the front of the net. Now rolling on top of the post, right on top of the crossbar. That was a scary moment there for the netminder. A new netminder in net for Iroquois-Alden. Let's check a number on him. Looks like number 31 in net for Iroquois-Alden. That is Jack Kistner in net, starting this third period play. A wraparound attempt there as Gavin Russell almost snuck that one past the netminder, caught him leaning in the wrong direction, but just barely managed to miss that one getting in. Play continuing here in third period. Thank you for joining us on the Nickel City Hockey Network. My name is Aaron Alpern alongside color commentator Sean McHugh as we continue here in the third period. That pass was deflected in the neutral zone. That will rule out any icing possibility. And now Iroquois-Alden looking to start the breakout. This is Kevin Riemann with it. Riemann skating it up the left wing. He's got Will Mainstone right on him. Still maintains that possession and gets it up ice to Axelson. Axelson trying to move it in front of the net to Strasser, but took a bump there and lost possession of it. Axelson almost found it, but this could be a 3-on-1 now for Starpoint. Bull into the offensive zone, across to Kirk looking for his third of the game. Just kind of a rolling puck, maybe not able to get that one right in on net as he was intending. Puck played back through the neutral zone. Muscarella going back for it for Starpoint. Banks a pass off these near boards. Bull unable to handle that one. And that one's going to go the length of the ice for an icing call. As we have played 2 minutes here in the third period. No scoring yet here in this third frame, but it is an 8-0 lead in favor of Starpoint.
Yep, and right off the get-go, they're still coming flying in here, looking to get points and looking to score goals and looking to run their offense. Again, Kirk looking for the hat trick on the back door. Puck jumped right on him at the last second, and he tipped it wide. So if we were going to think Starpoint was going to go into a shell and try to protect an 8-goal lead, nope, they're going to go for 10.
Yeah, Kirk trying to join his line mate with a hat trick today. Justin Bull with 3 goals in this game. Kirk has 2. Elsewhere in the lineup scoring today, Austin Bush, Gavin Russell picking up goals as this has been a strong outing here from the Starpoint Spartans from start to finish. We had a shot there right off the draw. It looked like Guru had gotten that one covered, but it ended up being poked into the net after the whistle, but no goal on that one. And
that's a shame.
Kind of surprised that there was no response there from the little bit of a poke from the Iroquois-Alden player. And now it looks like the referee took a stick up high,
yes,
and he's
he did.
Doubled over in pain in the near corner. He is in quite a bit of discomfort. I'm not sure if that was a puck or a stick, but he's got the chin strap undone on the helmet, and he's got his hands on his knees. Clearly, he is in a great deal of pain. It looks like it might be his nose being the issue here.
Doesn't appear to be any blood, though.
No, it does not appear to be. There's a trainer coming out to get a look at him here along the near corner there. Clearly still not feeling too good after, I'm not sure if it was a puck or a stick, but
It could have been either. I can tell from experience taking either of those objects in the face hurts really bad.
Well, it seems that he's going to be okay to keep going here as trainer there quickly to...
Bet he doesn't drop the next puck.
Good point. Hopefully he should be okay here to keep going because just the 2 referee system here in play in Western New York high school hockey. So certainly want to make sure that we have the full lineup, but it does appear that he's okay, just making sure that the any last little bits of
I
if
know
there's any blood, but it looks like he has everything all cleaned up and he's ready to keep going here. And
he's a hockey player still. He's going to be fine.
Good work from the training staff, and things seem to be all set to go here. 14:50 now remaining here in third period action. Face-off again coming from this same near dot, and it's the other referee on the draw here for this one.
He's not even in the zone right now. He's at the blue line.
And his counterpart was getting out of that drop as quickly as he could. I understand why. That's not a spot where you want to be taking a stick or a puck in the face. Starpoint almost quickly gets a goal at the other end as they almost had something really nicely set up in front. Merrifield tried to get that one touch on the backhand past the netminder, and almost the 9th Starpoint goal of the game. This has been a little bit more of the same here in the third period from Starpoint as it was in periods 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks like Starpoint wanted to get revenge for the ref or something on that play right there, just coming flying in the zone, having the goalie down and still continuing to whack at the loose puck. I mean, yes, you play to the whistle, you respect your opponent by doing that, but Starpoint, like, you can tell they are trying to make sure that they are fine-tuned everywhere, getting the late push for this season, and right now they're about as sharp as I've ever seen a team.
You can think that when you get a game like this where you have a comfortable lead, there is the tendency to either let your foot off the gas or not be as diligent about doing what you want to do within a game, playing your system, that type of thing that is easy to maybe slip a little bit when you have a lead like this, an 8-goal lead in this game. But credit to the Starpoint group and credit to their coaching staff as well as the leaders in that locker room. They have not really let off one bit. They're playing like this is a 0-0 hockey game.
Yes, they are, and this is also, again, I mean, we have to keep reminding ourselves this game matters in the standings, too. It's a big game for both teams as both teams try and close the gap on Williamsville East, and, you know, Starpoint has a few games in hand to do that, and they are really coming a long way towards accomplishing that goal with this performance so far. Game's not over yet, but at 8-0 with 13:48, I mean, let's just say it'd be really cool to be present for a comeback like that if it happens.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier on in the broadcast about how this was the number 2 and number 3 teams in ECIC2 in the regular season standings. So this game certainly had a lot to do with how the ECIC2 standings will finish off in the regular season. Williamsville East is leading the way. They're 10-1, but Starpoint, as Sean mentioned, has games in hand. So an opportunity to catch and possibly tie or pass Williamsville East in the standings. Iroquois-Alden, they're not the bottom of the division by any means. This was supposed to be a tight battle between two of the top teams in the division. Starpoint has been just that much sharper here tonight.
Yeah, they've been putting on a clinic right now. Like, they do not look like a high school team. They look like they're a level above that right now, the way they're playing hockey.
And they create a turnover here in the offensive zone. Cardarella walking in with it, slows it down and finds the trailer. Cyric, though, couldn't quite handle that one as he had maybe looking at, in terms of his shot options, as he had a man that was on him, just couldn't quite handle that pass as cleanly as he would have liked to get that shot away. But again, Starpoint executing in the offensive zone and setting up things nicely. It's just a question of whether or not they execute perfectly in the end and get that shot away.
Absolutely, and again, we've been talking a bit about Frankie Cardarella the last couple games that we've been fortunate enough to cover the Starpoint team, and again, he's a sophomore, and he's out there, and he's, slowing the pace down. Ooh, Aaron, look at this. We have a goaltending change for Starpoint.
We do. We have coming into net number 31, Nick Prezioso. So we get an opportunity for another netminder to feel a little bit of activity here in this game.
That's awful for his confidence, having those three shoot on him in warm-ups.
Yeah, maybe get somebody from a little bit lower down in the lineup, not the guys that have 40 goals on the season between them.
Have me out there. He'll be confident. He'll be real confident after that.
Yeah, I think the number that we talked about going into this game was that this line that's out here of warming up, they have
35.
They had 35 goals coming into this game out of their teams. Let's see, the rest of the team had 39 coming into this one. And this line has put together another 5 here in this game, so they're just trailing the rest of the team by 1 now. 41 goals for the rest of the team, 40 for this group.
Is that the game plan? See if Bull, Kirk, and Mainstone can outscore the rest of the team?
Creates good internal competition.
Sure does, because the rest of the boys aren't here for that, and they're going to try and do this for bragging rights, but okay, I mean, at least they went easy on him because, yeah. If I see one of those three coming at me, I don't care how much Kevlar I'm wearing, I'm getting out of the way. If I make the save, it's going to hurt, and it's still going to find its way into the net, which is why I've never been a goalie. Respect all of you goalies, but I would never be one of you.
So Starpoint gets an opportunity to give their starter a little bit of extra rest here. Richie Garou playing 2 periods and change and pitching a shutout up until this point. And he'll be relieved by number 31, Nick Prezioso. So basically a sharp move by the coaching staff to make sure that both of their top 2 netminders are sharp, and also to be sure that there's some rest for the starting netminder. Don't need to tax him in a game where there's really no question about it. Go ahead, Sean.
I also want to point something out. Rich Garou is a southpaw goaltender, and the new goaltender is not. I will tell you, if the goalie comes in and their glove hand is the opposite hand, that messes with you. So without doing it, Coach Clayton's playing mind games with Iroquois-Alden right now.
because that first time you look up to shoot a puck at a right-hand catching goaltender, something kind of goes off in your brain. You're like, okay, I got to do something different here. And then you make that adjustment, and now you got a different goaltender in there, and then now you have to readjust to the way you originally think. And then you have to deal with this top line again as Kirk drives in towards the front of the net, almost accepting a pass there from Mainstone, almost getting his third of the game. And this top line, again, looking to counter and come right back into the offensive zone.
They're gaining the line, and Iroquois-Alden might get a stick on them. And they have to be better than that. I mean, one thing you have to do is at least make them work to enter the zone. For the most part today, they've been gaining the blue line and getting deep with almost no problem. And if they can do what they want, and if they get room and they get time and space, this top line, I mean, they're going to do this to you. And this is what happens when a highly skilled line is able to pretty much operate however it wants.
Starpoint almost creating a chance there right off that draw. Puck was just a little bit out of the reach of a player in front of the net as it came free. It's free now in the far corner. Austin Bush picking it up there, getting it back to the point. Shot there gets redirected into the near corner. And now it's going to be Merrifield picking it up here, trying to get it back to McClellan, but he can't manage to find him. Good play, though, as tracking back defensively was Merrifield, getting in the way of that pass in the neutral zone. Precision passing in the center ice area for Starpoint as they drive into the offensive zone. Merrifield gets knocked down in the near corner, but it comes out to the far point. Just along the blue line, having a little bit of difficulty keeping it in was Joe Manguso, but his defensive partner McClellan just sends it right back into the offensive zone where Jordan Steck picks it up for Iroquois-Alden. The short glass on the far side of the rink coming into play here as what would have been a normal clearing attempt about midway up on the glass ends up going out of play in this case.
Why we can't have nice things.
Oh, that's why we can't have tall glass here in this building?
Yes.
Either way, 11 minutes to go in the third period. Stoppage in play with the puck going over the glass. Face-off coming up here between the top center here for Iroquois-Alden, Axelson, and he wins that draw. As the Iroquois-Alden team tries to break it out here on the near side, Aiden Case stepping in from his point position to make sure it stays in the zone. Angrenon now starting the breakout on the far side. Lubert keeping it in there at the right point. His shot right in on goal. Bush takes a hit here in the near corner. Standish driving him to the ice. A couple of other players joining the fray as they try to get control of that loose puck. And we have a penalty being called here as a roughing call is signaled, and now we might have a second call being made. There is the misconduct one to follow it, and it looks like this one's actually going against Starpoint.
Are they both getting it? Yeah, I mean, I couldn't see you. Iroquois-Alden came out with the puck, but from where I could see it, I couldn't tell who had it. It's Bush going to the box.
See, it was a 2-minute roughing call. That much I know for certain. Let's see whether or not the misconduct is 2 or 10. Yep, it is it's a 10-minute misconduct as the second part of that penalty. A 2-minute minor. We heard just the referee's voice coming through the crowd across the rink, telling the Starpoint bench that somebody needed to serve the minor. So. A little bit of conversation with the official resulting in a 10-minute misconduct against Austin Bush, and a power play here for Iroquois-Alden as they try to crack that goose egg and get themselves on the board. Will Mainstone getting the puck out of the zone, though. Now hunting it down in the neutral zone. He's got Kirk with him, 2-on-1, setting up shorthanded. Good defensive play. Jordan Steck getting the stick on that one, denying what would have been a pinpoint pass right in the tape of number 5, Alec Kirk.
He wants that Hattie, too. You can see it.
He was the one that was in line to get it first, but his line mate Justin Bolt was the one to get the 3 goals before he could in this one.
Wait, what? Oh, they're throwing a fan out.
Interesting.
They're throwing a parent out of the game. This is the nonsense we can't have either. Like, let the refs stay in the stands.
In an 8-0 game, I can't imagine wanting to go after an official for something that has happened on the ice. The officials really don't have anything to do with how this game has gone so far.
They've been fine.
And so apparently we have a fan being asked to leave after voicing his displeasure with some of the officiating here in this game.
Well, if you're an Iroquois-Alden fan, that is not where displeasure needs to be voiced about how this game has gone.
Not only that, it's the ref that took a stick or a puck in the face about 5 minutes ago. So
hockey parents don't care.
Good point.
They never do. Their kid's going to the NHL unless the ref calls a trip when he's not on the ice.
Well, Iroquois-Alden still has a power play going here. So 1:26 to go in the man advantage. Starpoint, though, getting it into the Iroquois-Alden zone. Jordan Steck will have to pick it up there, but he has a little bit of difficulty. Out in front of Mainstone, good save as the new netminder for Iroquois-Alden, Kistner making a really strong stop on one of the most dangerous Starpoint players. Iroquois-Alden getting it set up now in the offensive zone. Riemann tries to get a shot through a screen, but there was a maze of bodies in between him and the net. Hit one of them and went wide into the corner. Axelson picks it up there, tries to feed that one in front, ends up hitting a Starpoint defender and almost going right back towards the net. Now a loose puck in the circle here of the zone to our right as Mainstone clears it out of the zone, gets it into center ice where Riemann picks it up for Iroquois-Alden. 44 seconds remaining on their power play. Axelson's pass intercepted by Bull. He tries to clear it through the neutral zone, but Riemann picking it up there and countering back into the offensive zone. Tries to step around Muscarella, but that was a perfectly timed hit as number 6, Joe Muscarella, put the shoulder into him to deny that zone entry.
That's not the guy you're going to pull that on.
Yeah, we saw Muscarella several times in that game on Monday, timing the physicality perfectly to really stand up some of the better Hamburg players, and now he's doing a little bit more of that here in this game against Iroquois-Alden.
Oh, boy.
One player against 3 in the offensive zone creates a turnover. Cyrek getting it out to Bull, looking for his 4th of the game. And another shorthanded shot in on goal as the 1 second now remaining in the Starpoint penalty. And again, it's been Starpoint very effectively killing off the penalty and creating their own opportunities on it.
Yeah, Starpoint, they're just trying to score from everywhere, and I'm here for it. I mean, that's how you protect your leads here no matter what they are. But, I mean, they're just even strength, power play, shorthanded, transition, name it. They're getting the puck down low, and they're running their offense exactly the way they want to right now.
As we're 5-on-5 play now continuing, picked up at the center ice area by Angranon. Gets it into the offensive zone, kept in there. Good play at the blue line, making sure that it stayed in the zone. Number 19, Ryan Sislow. Clearing attempt, gets past the defender there at the far point. This could be a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 for Starpoint. Cardarella picks it up in the corner, drives towards the front of the net, has a man on the back door. Cyrek sneaks it past the goaltender. Didn't get everything he wanted on the shot, but got enough on it to get it past the outstretched stick of the netminder. It's now 9-0 Starpoint.
Oh, poor Frankie Cardarella, too. He was late to the celebration, and his teammates all left him without a fist bump. But again, the young man, Frankie Cardarella, picks up the puck. Instead of trying to, turn on the afterburners and try and race for a breakaway opportunity, he slows down, picks up the puck, works down below the goal line, and then throws a ridiculous pass right between the defender's skate and his stick, and Cyrek has a tap-in, and it's 9-0 Starpoint right here.
That pass, when he let it go, looked like it had no chance in getting across the crease to Cyrek. Still managed to get there. Cyrek, as mentioned, didn't get all he wanted to on that one. Didn't really need to. Just needed enough to get it past the goal line. That he did, and it's now a 9-0 hockey game as Starpoint continues to set up shop here in the offensive zone again.
They're going for the 10 spot. They're going to do whatever they have to do to get it.
2 men down low trying to dig a loose puck out of the corner. Manguso and Merrifield doing so. Merrifield has control of it as he chases it down behind the net, looking for a man in front. He's got a man there. 1 save opportunity. Second one gets by him, though, as it's Reed Mariner getting the goal on the backhand. Starpoint hasn't let their foot off the gas even one bit in this game, and they have a 10-0 lead now as we still have over 7 minutes to go.
And again, Aaron, this is number 2 and number 3 in the division fighting to bat a Willies for the top spot, and Starpoint just came out and has ripped this game out of Iroquois-Alden's teeth before it even started. I mean, a game's not over. Oh, and there's a penalty.
Trip there in the neutral zone off the draw.
That's frustration is what that is, but I would be frustrated too.
Understandable. This is a game that I can't imagine that Iroquois-Alden came into expecting to go in the way that it has. And
we didn't.
No, we were expecting a very tight game. The 2 and 3 teams in the division, it was the type of matchup where we were expecting a nip and tuck affair throughout. Haven't gotten that, though. It's been it's been the Starpoint clinic, as we've said. They have just been that much of the sharper team right from the outset. They scored 11 seconds into the game, and they scored 4 more times before the end of the first period. So it was a pretty tall uphill climb for Iroquois-Alden right away in this one.
They haven't left base camp yet, though.
Yeah, and it's just continued as things have progressed here in this game.
And I think a lot of that has to do with Starpoint's not allowing them to leave base camp.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, when you're down 10-0.
Starpoint doing some what almost was a fancy setup there in front of the net, managing to still maintain possession here as we approach the 7-minute mark of period number 3. Puck in the near corner of the Starpoint offensive zone. They do have a power play going here as there was a tripping call made right off the faceoff. I think there was a misconduct handed out as well, as there are 2 players in the Iroquois-Alden penalty box right now as they carry the puck through the neutral zone. Shot attempt there just inside the blue line going wide off the stick of Tyler Thauer. And now that one's going to be picked up by the most recent goal scorer, Reed Mariner. Up to Russell, hits off of a skate. Now Iroquois-Alden's going to have a chance to clear the zone and get that one up ice. Carter Speranza setting that one the length of the ice. 1:07 to go here in this Starpoint power play.
And they're still stretching the puck all the way down the neutral zone for those breakout passes. This is the old cliche is this is an insert team here is someone you don't want to see in the playoffs. Show me anybody that truly wants to see these Spartans right now.
Well, Williamsville East has been the only team to beat them in divisional play so far here this year, but Starpoint got revenge for that loss, that win coming last week, and kind of has set up this what seems to be starting a run towards the postseason for this Starpoint group. They maybe started a little bit later than they did last year as they made that run to win the sectional title and to make it all the way to the state title game, and you can see the confidence in the group. Just look at this power play that's out there as they continue to work the puck around the perimeter and really just enjoying the fact that they have as much confidence in each other.
Yes, and that's a confident team is the most dangerous team you're going to face. A confident or a desperate team. And right now, Starpoint is extremely confident, and they're goal-driven.
Ooh, there was almost a pretty redirection through the legs of Will Mainstone as Kirk was looking to set him up there in the back door. Iroquois-Alden manages to kill off the penalty as we approach 5 minutes to go in regulation. Puck inside the Starpoint zone here in the near corner. Alec Kirk finding it there, and he's got some ice to feed that pass up towards Will Mainstone in the center ice area. A little bit too far for him, and Bear goes back for it for Iroquois-Alden, getting it up ice to Axelson. Axelson up ice with some speed into the offensive zone, tries to go wide around the defender, now circling the net, looking for a pass. Had 2 men there in front, just ended up missing the one a little bit out of his reach as he tried to find the second trailer late on the play. Iroquois-Alden unable to keep it in there on the far point. And now it's going to be Dominic Lubert snaking through the neutral zone. One extra move there before the blue line ends up forcing his teammates in offside. So we get the neutral zone faceoff coming up in front of the Iroquois-Alden bench. 4 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in a 10-0 Starpoint lead.
And they're not about to slow down either. Lubert should probably get off the ice, but
He's slowing down to the bench. Play continuing now. Iroquois-Alden picking it up in their own zone. D-to-D pass, and now a connected pass here in the neutral zone to Strasser. Played forward. Now an opportunity to get in towards the front of the net for Tchaikovsky, but he couldn't quite get around that one defenseman as he drove in towards the mid-slot. Mariner in the far corner. This line has gotten a lot of work here today. Mariner cycling it down low, and he's got Merrifield there in the corner. Gets it away from one defender and now has a little bit of room to feed a pass along to Jim Manguso. Manguso cycling it back down to Merrifield as the two of them make sure it stays low in the offensive zone. That one pass doesn't end up connecting, and now back into the neutral ice area. Starpoint's going to have to go before moving back towards the offensive zone. Manguso gets it across the blue line, but Iroquois-Alden finding possession there and moving it through the neutral zone, passing between 2 potential targets, and Starpoint finds control of it. Merrifield steps around one man and gets it in across the blue line, now heads to the bench for a change as Aiden Case carries it into the offensive zone. Case with one man trailing the play late. Cardarella coming in towards the slot, gets it back to the point to Cyric. Cyric finds Russell. He rings that one off the post, looking for his second of the game. This has really been a full roster performance here from Starpoint. You don't end up with a 10-0 lead in a game against the team right behind you in the standings unless you have all of the arms pulling properly on that rope, and that's exactly what Starpoint's had in this game.
I think you have all of the arms, most of the legs, and some of the teeth pulling on the rope right now, Aaron.
Yeah, this has been the definition of a team performance here so far, even though you can point out the fact that the top line has resulted in 5 of the goals scored so far.
The game-winning goal will not be, though, if
the game-winning goal, the go-ahead goal, currently belongs to number 15, Gavin Russell.
And then the second one is owned by Bush.
True. It wasn't
I don't know why that matters, but it does.
The first and second goals were scored by the non-top line, so
maybe they sparked the top line. And I'm not even joking. That you see a depth line go out and bury one, your top guys are going to come flying over those boards to try and do the same thing.
Yeah, that was the discussion we had about the internal competition. We were kind of doing it tongue-in-cheek. There's a great save as Nick Prezioso gets tested for the first time today after coming on in relief. Iroquois-Alden still trying to create opportunities in the offensive zone, and they had a really good one there. Great save with the right arm pinning that one to his chest to deny that opportunity.
The effort sure isn't lacking from Iroquois-Alden. I think they just ran into a team that just, took the Mario star and is just not about to miss today.
Yeah,
I think they just caught a team on their best day today.
A team that is not only finding its stride in general, but then found it perfectly today. And this has been a about ideal performance. I can't imagine that there's a whole lot that Coach Clayton Wilson would want to see differently happening in this game.
No, other than just a few missed opportunities, which are going to happen in hockey, they've played very well. They've been responsible defensively, obviously. They've gotten the goaltending. The breakouts have been absolutely perfect. And they're not just scoring on breakaways or on broken plays. They're setting up offense and working the puck around, getting everybody involved, and making plays. So, like you say, Aaron, full team effort, full execution effort, and they did it in all three phases of the ice as well.
A little bit of technical issues here on our end as we continue play with under 2 minutes to go. Hopefully we can get that sorted and cleaned up before we finish off the broadcast here. 1:40 to go in a 10-0 lead for the Starpoint Spartans. Still working to get the issues with our feed squared away. Hopefully that won't be too much longer, and that can be taken care of. 1:29 to go here in regulation as Iroquois-Alden moving the puck through the neutral zone. Into the offensive zone, and they lose control of it there where it's picked up by the Starpoint Spartans in their own zone. Dominic Lubert looking to carry it up ice, gets it into the neutral zone, finds a man here at the near blue line. Back in front of the net as Merrifield was trying to look for that opportunity. 1:07 to go as we still try to figure out what's going on with our video issues. As we are now under a minute to go in the regulation time, 58 seconds and counting. Hopefully we can get the feed back up here.
Frankie Cardarella got one, Aaron.
Finally did. We've been talking about this for 2 full games almost.
Of course he gets it when the feed drops.
Yeah.
But I'll describe it for you. A beautiful play, picked up in the neutral zone, and Frankie Cardarella cuts right over the middle, holds the shot, and because he is a pass-first player, he looks off, and then he shoots one far to the blocker side, and Frankie Cardarella gets his 12th of the season. And for the second game, his stats aren't going to be as gaudy as some of his teammates are going to be, but he was every bit as capable of pushing the offense and every bit of possessing the puck and every bit of an effective playmaker for Starpoint. And Coach Clayton's got a good one in him for his future.
Frankie Cardarella getting the 11th goal of the game for Starpoint, as this has been a start-to-finish terrific effort for the Starpoint Spartans. They started not even 10 seconds into the game, 11 seconds into the game was the first goal, and they have not let the foot off the gas even one bit here since then. It is an 11-0 lead with just 16 seconds and change remaining. It's about to be an opportunity for this Starpoint team to move their record to 11-5 on the season.
And they're trying to set up a breakout right here.
I want to make sure that they kill off the last time here in this game to get their netminders the combined shutout. 6 seconds and ticking. Puck against the far wall. I said shutout before the game was over.
You never would have heard the end of that.
I would have deserved it too. That absolutely was the early call on the shutout. That's like I should have at least waited until the puck got out of the zone before I said something there. That was certainly playing with fire. It was not what I intended. It was a slip, if anything. And occasionally you just try to have to find something to say to fill the space, and that's what happened there. And thankfully it didn't go in the wrong direction for the Starpoint team. And this game couldn't have gone more in the proper direction for them. An 11-0 win and an absolute clinic right from the start of this one, scoring 11 seconds into the game, putting up 5 goals before the first intermission and 11 goals before it was over. This was a start-to-finish clean effort from Starpoint and a very well-deserving shutout victory.
Absolutely. And right off the face-off, Starpoint came with pedal to the metal, scored 11 seconds into the game, got 5 at the end of the first, and then had 3 in the second and 3 in the third. So complete effort there by the Starpoint Spartans. Beautiful effort right there. A win that, wins are necessary, but when you can do this to a team that's nipping at your heels in the standings, that's just got to be an even bigger confidence boost to a team that's already just beaming with confidence right now.
Yeah, it's now 4 games in a row that the Starpoint team has won after dropping 3 of 4 at a stretch in the season where maybe there was a little bit of question as to whether or not this team would be able to replicate what their predecessors did last year.
No, and that was the question going into the year, despite returning some top-end talent, despite losing some of it. And for a little while, it looked like, that was a legitimate question to ask. Are they going to be poised? They're a good team, we know that, but are they able to replicate? They're scary right now.
Yeah, and one of the questions was whether or not they could figure out how to put the puck in the net consistently. It was something that they were struggling to do there in the middle part of the season. Let's see, the last 4 games, 10, 5, 5, and 11. I don't think they're struggling to put the puck in the net right now.
No, those are good. Those are good. Those are good football scores if your team is bad. So,
this is called finding your stride at the exact time of year that you want to do it. It might have started a couple weeks earlier last year, but this is the same kind of confident group that put together that run to the state title game last season.
Well, a coaching philosophy would be like it's starting later, which means it's going to linger later, which is exactly what you want if you're Starpoint coming as close as they did to winning a state title. And that's another thing I don't think you need to worry about with the Starpoint team. Any complacency, any feeling of they deserve it. They lost the big game last year. And they don't want to hear about how great of a team they had last year. They lost that game. So an 11-0 win over a rival isn't going to sway their focus. It's probably going to light a fire under them to be like, this is what we can do to teams on our level. So let's do it. And I expect Starpoint to finish the season with that exact mindset. Will it be perfect? Maybe not, but the confidence is what you need at this point of the year, and show me another team right now at any level of hockey that could have more confidence than these Starpoint Spartans have right now.
Certainly the way they played tonight and the way they played on Monday night, I would be hard-pressed to make an argument against you there, Sean. Certainly a confident group that is playing almost as well as they possibly could right now. They have one more game coming up. Actually, these two teams will meet again on Sunday, but before then, on Saturday, it is senior night for the Starpoint Spartans as they face West Seneca East here at Hockey Outlet. Our next broadcast on the Nickel City Hockey Network will be next Wednesday as Starpoint faces Canisius in a private school, public school matchup. That one should be a good matchup as we continue to bring you live coverage of Section 6 high school hockey on the Nickel City Hockey Network. And our broadcast tonight has been proudly supported by the architects at Lauer Manguso & Associates. Architecture, engineering, and design services from Lauer Manguso have earned the firm a reputation for quality and excellence spanning more than 4 decades. Also by Envious Gameware, designers of high-end custom hockey uniforms, bags, and apparel. The thinking of look good, feel good, play good goes into every Envious jersey design, and you can find them online, enviousgameware.com, to get your team a look to be envious of. Also by 412 Communications, the new gold standard in digital media solutions, offering consultation for web and graphic design, social media, writing and editing services, multimedia solutions, and much more. Visit them, 412communications.com, to learn how they can help your brand build bridges with the people you serve. So it is an 11-0 win for the Starpoint Spartans. What we were expecting to be a much tighter game coming into this one ended up being a command performance from this Starpoint team as we continue to talk about them maybe finding the proper form coming in towards the end of the regular season and in towards the postseason. And we will be continuing to join Starpoint as they continue to head towards the end of the regular season. Join us next Wednesday evening here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. It is a 6:50 start yet again here from Hockey Outlet. Starpoint and Canisius squaring off in Section 6 high school hockey action. That should just about do it for our broadcast here from Hockey Outlet. Our final score yet again, Starpoint 11, Iroquois-Alden 0. For camera operator Jeff Jazarowski, color commentator Sean McHugh, my name's Aaron Elper, and thank you so much for joining our broadcast, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night.